What up, guys? So I'm set up, but it's a little too light still. I'll wait 20 or 30 minutes to let it get nice and dark. Right now it's, I don't know what to call it, maybe sardine season. Like the tiny sardines, like this big, 1 inch. And you'll see them everywhere. Like all the villages and all the side of the road, they're selling buckets and tables of sardines. And right now, look down there. These guys, they're just walking around with nets catching them. There's so many. And it's not always like that, but I'm interested to see if they're everywhere. They get in the way of my lights. Oh, speaking of that, you know, well, I didn't tell you, but it's been really windy and huge waves this week. That's why I haven't been all week. And yesterday, this whole area from 3 meters all the way out to 12 meters was completely full of jellyfish. Some current went through, and this whole freaking coastline was jellyfish for a day. My friends had to cancel their dive. They're also doing a course. They canceled the dive because it's just a wall of stinging jellyfish. And I hope I see some tonight. I mean, I'm all set up for macro, but I could use the GoPro because I don't see jellyfish ever here. I see the upside down ones, but not the cool ones. So I guess I'll take a break if I see one of those and film them, but they're probably gone anyway. I just hope that this dive I get some footage with this new camera. First time. This is my setup. I have the 2 lights super low. They're gonna be on the lowest setting. I hope that I can get to the button on the bottom easy enough, but basically the little critter I'll have right here in front of the lens, and there'll be no shadow. These 2 lights will be even on both sides, I hope. That's gonna be one of the problems of this new setup, is figuring out light placement for super macro. And then I'm just gonna play, man. I'm gonna be zooming in as far as I can go, and then manual focus to try to focus on them. Let's see how it goes.
Critter hunter.
I should also mention this is El Dorado dive site, one of my favorite spots for night diving, and I'm looking for 2 things. I mean, I'm sure I'll see everything else, but I want to find bobtail squids. I'm doing a collab with a marine biology channel. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be awesome, but I need to get some footage of lots of bobtail squids. But for my super macro, you know, practice, I want to find some clownfish eggs. Let's go find a bunch of little baby Nemos. I can't guarantee you I'll find those. Nemos and anemones are everywhere, but who knows if they'll have eggs. Alex, if we find eggs, you gotta protect me.
Yeah.
You gotta protect me from all the Nemos because they're biting me.
Yeah.
They're always biting me. But let's go see if I can find them in the first place.
So of course I want my TG-6 test to be a night dive because I see so many more critters at night. And that being said, my first shot of this pufferfish is my GoPro, not a TG-6. But I quickly figured out that this was not great conditions today. There was so much plankton in the water. Visibility was pretty bad. But for my first underwater critter with this Olympus, I found this giant snail thingy, and the color is awesome. It's not really a macro shot, but if I zoom in, I can kind of see his eye. And it's a pretty good shot for a first one. Then I ran into into this little batfish or spadefish. I'm not even sure the name of it, but I don't see him very often, so I had to film him too. I really like how I could go from zoomed in all the way macro and focused, and then I could just zoom out and get a shot of something a little bigger and it'll still be focused. Now this is my first real macro shot of a critter with the Olympus, and it's awesome. You can see his eyes and his little claws, even the little hair. And this guy, although he was fat, he was only about the size of a US quarter. So there was so much plankton and little sardines running around that even when I started filming this little bobtail cuttlefish, he was just getting attacked by all the stuff that was attracted to my light. So he just buried himself and I had to move on. Nearby was this weird crab. I got to zoom in on his eye and it was really a great shot. What I love doing is having this on like a f/18 and having a really black background. It just lets you know that this is a night dive. If you see that fish laying there, these fish were everywhere. They were just hitting me on the mask, on the camera. They were attracted to the light. They were attacking everything that I shined the light on. And it was a nightmare. They were just everywhere. Here's a robust, and I didn't get the lights in there very good. Wasn't a very good spot, so I just kind of let him go. I found this little alien creature floating in the black. No idea what that thing is or what it does. It's kind of cool though. It was about 5 or 6 inches long and it had an opening. I really don't know what that is. I found these weird little seashells, and I think they were trying to get some sexy tab. I don't know what they're... Either that or they're sword fighting. I don't know. I think this is how snails sword fight. This is the freaking fish that kept following me and attacking me. And as you can see, as it got later, there's just fish everywhere. And they're attacking, they're following my lights, they're hitting me in the head. They're biting my cheeks, my lips, everything. It was a freaking nightmare. When I shine the camera on myself, they're just biting me everywhere. It's super distracting, really hard to film. It was actually horrible conditions for a first test of the TG-6. They're just biting me everywhere, and it was hard to keep the camera still. And they would attack whatever I shine the light on, so I felt bad. They were killing shrimp and attacking the squid. Anything I shine a light on, they would attack. Not just me. Including this nudie. This little flatworm guy, he kept getting bit, and he was reacting, and I felt bad for him. So I couldn't spend a lot of time. But still, I had to show you guys, because it's a really awesome macro shot, and really awesome color. I'm really loving this camera. It's a shame that I have to skip most of the critters I find because the water is just so full of sardines that are attacking me and the camera and everything. It's not just sardines, there's these other little planktons and whatever the stuff is that is just everywhere, filling the whole water. Even though I'm only 2 inches from this little flatworm, you can see so many things swimming around. And it's not like that all the time. This is the same dive site I always do, and usually my shots are real clear and nothing disturbing me or getting in the way of the shots. So it's some kind of weird plankton season. See, these little guys were everywhere as well, and it's just a great macro shot showing the capabilities of the camera, because all I really did was zoom in on the sand and see what was there. Then I saw these two little flatworms, really awesome colors. And just so you guys know, none of the clips in this video are color corrected at all, which is saving me a ton of time. I usually have to do a ton of color grading before I publish something. I love the colors on this TG-6, not just the macro. But look at that, I can zoom way in and it focuses immediately. Did you see that? They got attacked by another fish and bitten. I just felt bad shining a light on anything because the fish would immediately attack it, even though it's something tiny like this. And if they're getting attacked, you can imagine how I'm getting attacked. I feel like there's sardines in my hair, in my BCD, everything. They're just everywhere. So I'm trying to get shots quick, hoping that these guys don't get eaten. And this is on aperture priority mode, ISO 100, f/18, and automatic focus on super macro, and it works awesome. There's a little snail slithering around in the dirt, and he was next to these little flatworms, so I could film both of them. Finally, he just got sick of getting bit and ran away. And here's yet another flatworm. It was a good night for flatworms, and these guys are always good subjects, especially when testing out a macro camera. And I'm just loving how fast I can get a shot. I don't need to change out wet lenses like I'm used to, and then with the wet lenses, it takes forever to focus. It just works great. Then here's another crab. I think it's a decorator crab. I don't know. Got a little shot of his face. Could be better, but at this point in the dive, I'm literally getting hit on the head constantly with these fish. They're hitting me so hard, they kill themselves. The ground, if I look around, is littered with dead sardines. And even if they don't hit me, they're biting my cheeks and my ears, going inside my ears. Super distracting. So it's really hard to stay focused while constantly being hit by a swarm of bees. So this could have been a better shot, more smooth and everything, but I'm still pretty happy with it. I shone a light on this awesome looking shrimp and he got bit immediately. Attacked a few different times, and I think he's dying now. He's just either that or he's super happy. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, this is the end of the dive. You can see what it's like. It's like diving in a swarm of bees. They're just, you can hear it hitting the camera. You can hear them hitting my mask, my head, my tank, Alex. They're hitting everything so hard they kill themselves. They hit the reef, the rocks, everything, and they're just killing themselves. There's just so many. So you can imagine trying to film in this while you're getting constantly pelted by hail.
Well guys, it's been about a week since this dive, and I was actually super happy with the footage I was able to get, even though it's hard to concentrate. I mean, you saw how much, they were just attacking us constantly, and I'm trying to film something real steady, and then they're biting me, and I'm reacting and moving the camera. Hard to concentrate. But although I was happy with that, it's been about a week, and the first, I have like 6 more dives since then, just practicing with the TG-6. And the first few dives were the same conditions, sardine season. But just recently, I think they're gone. It's been calm again, nice, been able to really concentrate on making the videos, the TG-6, the settings and everything. For a while, even I don't know if it's the greatest idea to do night dives because I couldn't see all the buttons on the housing, new housing, everything, all the buttons are different. But I've been getting used to it. But yeah, you guys subscribe. Like I said, I have like 5 more dives or episodes ready. practicing and learning underwater videography with the Olympus TG-6, and compared to this dive, I'm getting really good. Here's a little preview of some of the footage I've been able to get, but like I said, it's getting better and better. I'm super impressed with this camera, the super macro capabilities and the zoom length and the focus. It's just insane. So you guys have that to look forward to. I got like 6 more episodes of this, learning to film underwater with the Olympus TG-6. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.